Hi, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Welcome to today's challenge. This is one I saw on YouTube about building your own wrestling roster. So I thought I'd give this one a go. So this is the company is basically Elite Future Wrestling. I just worked on a random name basically. The title will be your World Heavyweight title, normal junior heavyweight division. 'Cause I think the junior division allows that a little bit more room compared to a light heavyweight or cruiserweight. So I think junior division is a better name to it in terms of generic and stuff. Tag team championship, of course, and the women's world title. I haven't got any other mid card right now, so I will be thinking about one later for that one. So I've done it into six different categories basically. I got 10 legends, 10 main event guys, 10 junior division, 10 tag team, 10 mid card, and 10 women's. So it's a total of 60 on this roster. But there are some like legends, and then there's some people that are current from a couple of promotions like AEW. So again, this is a bit of a mix, but you'll kind of see where the build is. So the legends I have chosen for the 10 will be Jeff and Matt Hardy. They've been around for decades. They're good in single tag team. They help younger guys, so they make the perfect sense for the building a new roster. Undertaker, with what he's done, especially behind the scenes currently with the LFG season. Shawn Michaels, AJ Styles, Kurt Angle, Raven. He's minding the business. I think he's one of the most underrated guys in terms of what he should have been able to do for some of the promotions and that. I think he could have done a lot more creatively, but he was allowed that freedom. So I'm gonna put Raven down, especially promo stuff in ECW, like one of the best in that era. So again, Raven I think deserves a bit of a mention there. So in Kenny Omega, he got star power. He's a legend at this point now. So again, I think Kenny Omega is definitely somebody who knows how to put on 5-star matches. Willie Regal, of course, and Stone Cold Steve Austin. So again, there are my 10 legends for this roster and for the promotion to help the younger guys out. Now, my main event guys. Sorry, that should be number 11. I forgot to put that in 11. This is going to be the ones for the world title. They're going to be on that top tier. Brian Cage, I think he's underrated. I think he could be put a lot more in AEW, but he just hasn't. I know he's a little bit injury prone, but again, Brian Cage, he has a lot of a good move set that is versatile. So I think Brian Cage should be in the main event scene. Sheamus, again, another one, he can work with pretty much anybody. Gunther, again, that old school classic style, will be a good mix. Santana. Mike Santana, he's doing really well currently with what he's doing with TNA. He's just been the House of Glory champion, and then now he's showing up on NXT. I think he's somebody that will be pushed to the world title at some stage soon. So Aleister Black, I think he's another one that's underrated. So, he should have been the lead to world title at one point. So I think he's somebody that deserves to be in that main event section. Roman Reigns, just for star power, to be honest. I took him there. Will Ospreay, again, would have be somebody who can work with a lot of the guys. I think him and Sheamus could have a good match between each other because Sheamus got well with little guys like Daniel Bryan. So I think he will fit in well with them guys there. Even Roman Reigns, I think he could pull off a good match with Roman Reigns. So I can't pronounce his name, but the Japanese guy from AEW, Takashita, whatever, from the Don Callis family. He has been putting on some banger matches in the last couple of years, so I put him in the main event scene. I think he does deserve to be on that next level, so I have put him there. Jacob Fatu, obviously, Jacob Fatu is doing excellent work at the moment in the single run. I think it won't be long, within a couple of years, that he will get that world title spot. I think he will get it eventually. And Penta, again, he's one of my favourite luchas. He's another one that's been TNA world champion. So I think he's a bit of a mix of old school and a little bit of lucha, a little bit of new school. That's my main event scene for this roster. Now, for the junior division, I got Christopher Daniel because he's, one of the guys that have been around for years. He's an ace. His work was always clean. So Christopher Daniels, I have one of them. Chris Sabin, Petey Williams, Kenta, Amazing Red, one of my favorites, exhibition wrestlers of all time. He's in my top 5. Kota Ibushi, I put him in the junior division. He just returned as well, so I think it'll be interesting to see what he finally does with AEW. Ray Phoenix, of course, two of the guys are older guys from the early indie days, from the 2002 to 2004 era. Jody Fleish from the UK was phenomenal. If you haven't watched his work, go back and watch his early UK stuff with Johnny Storm and his best of the best stuff in CZW. He was basically like the Ricochet of that era. He was phenomenal. He did a springboard like 720 DDT, I think he called it, where he did a backflip into the DDT, and it was like his stuff was excellent in terms of like the high flying. He was perfect for that type of division. He never got the big break, unfortunately. I think he got injured or something and he ended up retiring. He came back for a little while in the UK scene. I think it was before COVID or after COVID, but Jody Fleisch deserved to be in the junior division. And another one for similar reason, Ruckus from CZW. He's one of my top 5 favorites in terms of X Division style. He was the Samoa Joe of the Indies for a while with CZW, and he was just phenomenal. He did like backflips and stuff. He wasn't like the smallest guy, but he was not like the fattest guy almost. But Ruckus, you should go look at some of his work on YouTube. From the early CZW days, he was again another one that was different, but it was different enough where it's still good. So he will put on some good matches with these guys here, I would say. And Ace Austin, again, he's a young kid, with TNA. He's been having some good solid tag team work and so also good solid single work. He had a good feud with Eddie Edwards. So I think Ace Austin deserves to be in the junior division, to be honest. I hope when he moves forward, he gets a good spot wherever he goes. The likelihood of Maple Leaf wrestling because it's got the more, I think that's where he will go anyway. My tag team division, this one was a little bit more random. So, I got Immortals from the NWA. I know I just jumped them to there because the Immortals are kind of like a big man team. If you've not seen them in the NWA, have a look on YouTube for them guys as well. So I think they'll make a good little kind of difference in terms of the other teams. So I think Immortals will be a good little mix up. Nathan Fraser and Axiom, they're doing really well as a tag team. They've been doing excellent work, so I think they'll be a good little mix. DIY for their traditional style. Cat 22, a half-line tag team, just to add to the mix with them guys. And a tag team that I think is very underrated, who should have gotten the bigger push because they were Japanese at the time and everything back in that era. Kaientai, Takamichi Noshi and Panaki. They could have gotten the tag team title push at one point back in 2000 and stuff, but they just never did. But I think they deserve to have a tag team one, so I'm going to give them tag team one. Outrunners, just a bit of classic old school 70s style, just to mix it up. Red Dragons, again, a bit of a... I think Red Dragon DIY will put on some good tag team matches. Decay, mixing up a little bit. Decay done excellent tag team work with the whole Hive and all that stuff with Wolf Mary. AEW, one of my favourite tag teams from TNA, and also Team Canada because you have Petey Williams, Eric Young, Bobby Roode, A1, Scott D'Amore, the manager. It was a faction, but it was a good heel team at the time. So that's my tag team division. Now my mid-card was a little bit random as well, a bit more. The Miz, he has that star power, but he's always in the mid-card, so I just thought the Miz would be a good little fit there. Joe Hendry, I don't think he fits with this group of guys, so I'll put him in the mid-card. I think he would do well in the mid-card era. Josh Alexander, good technical wrestler, so he'll make a good little fit. And I did enjoy Tinjeri. Tinjeri did a lot when he was, back in the early days. When you look at his stuff with Rhino, he had a US title run, he had a cruiserweight run, tag team title run. So I think actually he would do good in the mid-card rather than the junior division. So I'll put him there, Tinjeri. Doc Williams, a good technical. I think him and Josh will have some good technical matches. Darby Allin, really. I mean, you could put him in the junior division as well because he'd be sad, but I thought I'd put him there so he can have some good matches. Perry Saturn was good for what he did in terms of like mid-card stuff. So I didn't mind watching him, to be honest, back in 2001. So I think Perry Saturn will be a good mid-card mix for these guys. Lance Storm, classic Lance Storm. So I put him there as well. Test, I think, is another one that was underrated. Never got the credit that he should have gotten. Especially the last one with Scott Steiner and stuff for Stacy Keibler, that was just terrible. But again, Test, I think he's a good one. And Bully Ray, all the work he done as a single guy, that was just outstanding work there. So again, you can put Bully Ray mid-card or into the main event with these guys. I think he will go good in between the two. And then, of course, you got the tag team with D-Ron. He put him there. And then the women's division, the women's division I don't really follow always, so this one was a bit more random. Rosemary, Asuka, Lita, Victoria, Stephanie, whatever her name is, B something, Valkyries or whatever it is. She's just been moved up to the main roster. I think she's been doing some good work that I've seen, so I think definitely will be a good mix with these guys. Gail Kim, you need a legend female as well, like Lita, so Victoria, so I'll put Gail Kim there. Awesome Kong. Athena, she's been doing okay with being a minor world champion, not really much of a roster to go against, so that's why she held it for so long. Zelina Vega, just did a bit of a different country, Puerto Rico, so why not? And Isaiah Brookside. Again, the women's division, not the strongest, I think, out of them, but this is my roster for this challenge. So let me know what you guys think of this roster. Again, I tried to make it so it wasn't just based on WWE, based on TNA, based on AEW. I tried to pull people from a couple of different promotions. But let me know what you guys think of this roster. Looks solid. I will think of some mid-card title to add in here. Maybe, for the time being, I'm just going to put television championship. I think television title is a good little mid-card title for you to have a fight over. So there you go, television championship. So let me know what you guys think of this roster. If you think it's good, let me know. If you actually want me to try to do it on gameplay, I will try and do some gameplay matches with these guys and have it as a separate playlist, like Elite Future Wrestling or whatever. If you think of another name, let me know. Let me know what you guys reckon of this one. God bless.